perform the limb of yoga, the Jada Yoga. The Lord appeared as the son of Sudevi or Nabha Devi, the wife of King Nabhi, and was known as Rishabh Dev. He performed materialistic yoga to equibalance the mind. Yoga means to control the mind. This stage is also accepted as the highest perfectional situation of liberation, wherein one is situated in oneself and is completely satisfied. No one can imitate the activities of Lord Rishabh Dev. What was the most striking feature of Lord Rishabh Dev? Anyone remembers? What was the most striking feature? Prabhupada is saying that no one should try to imitate. Please share. Yes.
He is always look like a dumb, and he also sleep on his stool.
And his stool is so fragrant that the fragrance stool is
fragrant like sandal.
Yeah. So Prabhupada says if someone's stool is fragrant, then one can imitate. And not possible. Okay. Going further. Satre mamsa Bhagavan haya sirasatho sakshasha yagna purushastapaniya varnaha chandomayo makhmayo akhil devatma vacho bahuvur ushati sa asashvato asya nashtaha. This is the 11th. The Lord appeared as the Hayagriva incarnation in a sacrifice performed by me, Brahma. He is the personified sacrifices, and the hue of his body is golden. He is the personified Vedas as well, and the super soul of all demigods. When he bred, all the sweet sounds of the Vedic hymns came out of his nostrils. The Vedic hymns are generally meant for sacrifices performed by fruitive workers who want to satisfy the demigods to achieve their fruitive results. This we discussed just few days back in the 9th chapter also, Bhagavad Gita. But the Lord is the personified sacrifice and personified Vedic hymn. Very important. The Prabhupada is mentioning the personification of all sacrifices is the Supreme Lord, Yagyo Vai Vishnu, and the personified Vedic hymn himself. Therefore, one who is directly a devotee of the Lord is a person who has automatically both served the purposes of sacrifices and pleased the demigods. The devotees of the Lord may not perform any sacrifice or may not please the demigods as per Vedic intention, and still the devotees are on the higher level than the fruitive workers or the worshippers of different demigods. So this is Hayagriva. When Brahma performed various sacrifices, so the Lord appeared as Hayagriva. Matsyo Yuganta Samaye Manuna Upalabdaha Kashonimayo Nikhil Jiva Nikhai Ketaha Vishram Sitanuru Bhay Salile Mukhan Mein आदाय तत्र विजहारहे ved marga. At the end of the millennium, Satyavrata, the future Vaishvata Manu, would see that the Lord in the fish incarnation is the shelter of all kinds of living entities, up to those in the earthly planets. Because of my Brahma's fear of the vast water at the end of the millennium, the Vedas came out of my mouth, and the Lord enjoys those vast waters and protects the Vedas. So every incarnation has a specific function. Hayagriva, the Lord of sacrifice, and also the personification of the Lord in the Vedic hymns. And Matsya for the protection of Vedas, when there was complete inundation of the world because of the water delve. So Brahmaji was very fearful. And at that time, the Lord appears as Matsyadev. During one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. And at the end of each Manu, there was devastation up to the earthly planets. And the vast water is fearful even to Brahma. So in the previous life of Vaivasvata Manu, such devastations could be seen by him. By whom? Seen by him. Him is who? Who is being addressed here? बोलो इतना सिंपल है. What are you hearing? Why everyone is silent? Taking so long? Why people are silent? Why you are not answering? Again, you are people keeping silence and not answering. What is the answer, Ravinder?
Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu? Where is Mahavishnu coming into picture? What is the statement speaking? Such devastations could be seen by him. Not hearing attentively. Mind is somewhere else. Heart is not here. Pradeep, who is devastation seen by him means whom is being referred? Please reply. Why you are
Brahmaji, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it is Brahmaji. What you people are hearing? Ramya is not hearing today. Dayāśīl.
Our health is wonderful. Little headache.
So this devastation was seen by Brahma and he was very fearful. There could be many other incidents also, such as the killing of the famous Sāci-Sutā. This foretelling is by the past experience of Brahmaji, who knew that in that fearful, devastating scene, the Vedas would come out from his mouth, but that the Lord in his fifth incarnation would save not only the Vedas, but also all living entities, namely the demigods, animals, men, and great sages. This is a specific function of Matsya. Next. Shira udado amara danava yuthapanam unmathanatham amrit labhya didevaha pristhena prachapa vyapur vidadhara gotram nidrakshano adri parivarta kashana kanduhu. The primeval Lord then assumed the tortoise incarnation in order to serve as a resting place for the Mandar mountain. This is Kurma Sharira, which was acting as a churning rod. The demigods and demons were churning the ocean of milk with the Mandar mountain in order to extract nectar. The mountain moved back and forth, scratching the back of Lord Tortoise, who while partially sleeping, was experiencing an itching sensation. So we all know that the incarnation of the Lord in the form of Kurma, that he was being used to stabilize the mountain, the Mandar mountain, which was used as the churning rod. And when this mountain was there on the back of the Kurma avatar, he was having the sensation, itching sensation. Although it is not in our experience, there is a milky ocean within this universe. What is that milky ocean? Within this universe, where is that milky ocean? What is it called? Yes, Dayāśīl, go.
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, where there is a sky Vishnu line that
Yes. So what is it called? You already answered. Yes, Manoram.
Prabhuji, Sher Sagar.
Yeah, Sheer Sagar. Sheer means milk and Sagar means ocean. Where Shirodakshai Vishnu is reclining. Even the modern scientists accept that there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of planets hovering over our heads. And each of them has different kinds of climatic conditions. Srimad Bhagavatam gives much information which may not tally with our present experience. Prabhupada is warning us, which may not tally with our present experience. But as far as Indian sages are concerned, knowledge is received from the Vedic literature and the authorities accept without any hesitation that we should look through the pages of authentic books of knowledge. Shastra Chakshuvar. So we cannot deny the existence of the ocean of milk as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam unless and until we have experimentally seen all the planets hovering in space. Since such an experiment is not possible, naturally we have to accept the statement of Srimad Bhagavatam as it is because it is so accepted by spiritual leaders like Sridhar Swami, Jeev Goswami, Srila Vishnath Chakravarti and others. The Vedic process is to follow in the footsteps of great authorities. What is the verse? The Vedic process is to follow in the footsteps of great authorities. And that is the only process for knowing that which is beyond our imagination. What verse is this? The Vedic process is to follow the footsteps of great authorities. And that is the only process for knowing that which is beyond our imagination. very, very popular verse. Yes, Ravindra bro.
प्रभु जी महाजन जेन गतस्य
That is the second line. What is the first line? Who knows the first line? Bolo, others can also contribute. Arre Baba, you people are keeping silence, not replying, not answering. Why? What is the full verse? It is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is there in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, everywhere. Bolo. Dharmasya tattva nihitam guhaya. The facts of the dharma are very, very confidential. So how to follow it or how to observe this? It is through the following into the footsteps of the previous acharyas or the stalwarts. Mahajana yena gata saparana. This is still half verse. How the verse begins? Dayāśīl, why have you switched off your video? You find out. I will not, spoon feed everything. If you are interested, you find out. The primeval Lord, being all powerful, can do whatever he likes. And therefore, he is assuming the incarnation of a tortoise or fish for serving a particular purpose is not at all astonishing. Therefore, we should not have any hesitation whatsoever in accepting the statements of the authentic scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. The gigantic work of churning the milk ocean by the combined effort of the demigod and the demons required a gigantic resting ground or pivot for the gigantic Mandara hill. Thus, to help the attempt of the demigods, the primeval Lord assumed the incarnation of a gigantic tortoise swimming in the ocean of milk. At the same time, the mountains crashed his backbone as he was partially sleepy, and thus relieved his itching sensation. So that is a Leela. That he was showing as if he is sleeping. And when that huge mountain, that big mass of weight was being churned on his back, so he was feeling very relieved because of the itching sensation. So we see the Dashavatar, this is the chronology. There is Matsya, then there is Kurma, and then there is Narsimha. Trayapistap bhayasa Narsimha Rupam Ritva Brahman Drupatidam Strakaral Vakram Daitendra Masu Daitendra Daita Indram Asu Gadaya Abhipantatam Arad Raunipatya Vididharana Khayas Purantam. The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Narsimha in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand. By placing the demon on his thigh and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. The history of Hiranyakashipu and his great devotee son Prahlad Maharaj is narrated in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu became very powerful by material achievements and thought himself to be immortal by the grace of Brahmaji. Brahmaji declined to award him the benedictions of immortality because he himself is not an immortal being. But Hiranyakashipu derived Brahmaji's benediction in a roundabout way, almost equal to becoming an immortal being. Hiranyakashipu was sure that he would not be killed by any man or demigod or by any kind of known weapon, nor would he die during the day or night. The Lord, however, assumed the incarnation of half man and half plant, which was beyond the imagination of the materialistic demon like Hiranyakashipu. And thus, keeping pace with the benediction of Brahmaji, the Lord killed him. He killed him on his lap, so that he was killed neither on the land, nor on the water, nor in the sky. The demon was pierced by Narsimha's knife, which were beyond the human weapon imaginable by Hiranyakashipu. The literal meaning of Hiranyakashipu is one who is after gold and soft metal. The ultimate aim of all materialistic men, such demonic men who have no relationship with God, gradually become puffed up by material acquisitions and began to challenge the authority of the Supreme Lord and torture those who are devotees of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj happened to be the son of Hiranyakashipu, and because the boy was a great devotee, his father tortured him to the best of his ability. In this extreme situation, the Lord assumed the incarnation of Narsimha Dev, and just to finish the enemy of the demigods, the Lord killed Hiranyakashipu in a matter beyond the demon's imagination. Materialistic plans of godless demons are always frustrated by the all-powerful Lord. So very, very extraordinary incarnation of Narsimha Dev. Antasarasya urubalena pade grihito grahena yutha patirambuja hastartha ahidam adi purushakhila loknatha tirtha shravana mangal namadheya. The leader of the elephant, whose leg was attacked in a river by a crocodile of superior strength, was much aggrieved. Taking a lotus flower in his trunk, he addressed the Lord saying, O original enjoyer, Lord of the universe, O deliverer, as famous as the place of pilgrimage, all are All are purified simply by hearing your holy name, which is worthy to be chanted. This is talking about the Gajendra, the leader of the elephant, whose leg was attacked and referred by the crocodile. Gajendra. So who appeared in front of Gajendra? Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu. The history of delivering the leaders of the elephant, whose leg was attacked in the river by a crocodile of superior strength, is described in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Since the Lord is absolute knowledge, there is no difference between His holy name and the personality of Godhead. Please recite a verse. There is no difference between the holy name and the personality of Godhead. Quickly recite a verse which confirms the statement that there is no difference between the Supreme Lord and His holy name. What are the evidence? We are having World Holy Name Festival. In this festival, was there any attempt to spread the holy name? Manoram Prabhu, initiated devotee. Are you aware that there is World Holy Name Festival or World Holy Name Week being observed? Please unmute.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, as an initiated devotee, what has been your contribution? Or participation? Or you have nothing to do? There is no connection. This festival will come and go, but it does not affect us. Tell me, what effort did you make or what service did you perform?
Prabhuji, actually in the evening, we do Kirtan, Prabhuji. So where I stay, 2, 3 these owners and they join evening. So evening generally we do around.
A little louder, cannot hear.
Prabhuji, in the evening, actually we do Harinam Sankirtan around 15-20 minutes, Prabhuji. Where I stay, the 2-3% they join.
So you performed today Harinam Sankirtan?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, every evening we do for past
Every
3-4
evening?
months. Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, they are interested from last Kartik. They offered the lamb, and so we just try to perform the Gaur Aarti, and after that, bit of Kirtan, Prabhuji, together.
Where? In someone's house or in your house?
No, in my house only.
In your house.
Yes, yes.
You invite these neighbors and they come every
Yeah,
day.
they are the owners only, so they
Okay.
will come every day.
Every day. This is happening every day.
Yeah, yeah. In between 1-2 days, some missing, but generally we try, Prabhuji.
Okay. And what is the timing?
It is around Prabhuji. Generally in office time it will be 6:30, around 6:30. Otherwise on holidays from 6, Prabhuji.
From 6?
Yes, yes.
So today you performed at 6.
It's around 6:15 today we do,
And
Prabhuji.
what is the duration? For how long you
It will be around half an hour.
every day?
Yes, yes, yes,
This
Prabhuji.
is very pleasing, right?
Yes.
Every day
Yeah.
you performing Harinam Sankirtan. You never shared?
Actually, Prabhuji, they are only very interested. Last Kartik, they offered the lamb, and then after that they are continuing, Prabhuji. So I also feel happy.
Glorious. And Pradeep, on your part?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I went to
One
temple,
moment, just give me
Prabhuji.
one moment. Sorry, yes, Pradeep Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we went to temple and performed kirtan with the devotees.
See, it has to be done on two levels. One is at the individual level, we should try to serve the holy name. How do we do that? That we try to improve our attention in our chanting and we increase the rounds. We devote more time. It is still not over. It is from 17 till 23. Today is 21st. 2 more days to go. And why it is observed from 17? Because this is the day when Srila Prabhupada entered the land of America. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was accomplished with Svite Ate, Yata Rangaradigram, Sarvata Prachar, Koimir Morana. And many times it was also the disappearance day of Srila Haridas Thakur, who appeared as Namacharya to spread the glories of the holy name. So try to chant more. Today I forcefully made all the devotees who came to Radha Parsarthi temple chant more. Sonika, how much you chanted? You are hearing, Sonika? So at least once or twice in during the week, we chant more, at least 25 or 32. Give a little more attention and try to spread it to others. Try to give the gift of Harinam to others. Sonika, you are hearing? You are there? She might be traveling. She came in the temple in the evening. So I told her the same. That before you go to attend the Kirtan Mela, first let us do Kirtan, perform Japa. Dayāśīl, where did you reach?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How much did you chant today? He will go and check with his big bag. Ravindra Prabhu would have chanted. How much you chanted? 32 or more?
28, Prabhuji, 28.
38?
28.
28. Good. Very good. Ravindra Prabhu?
प्रभु जी मैंने भी 28 ही किया था उसके टाइम उसके बाद
वापस जाते समय करते ना? आप कैसे गए थे? मेट्रो में गए थे या व्हीकल गए थे?
नहीं मेट्रो में तो नहीं गए थे लेकिन नहीं कर पाया
करना चाहिए. Attention, that is why this World Holy Name Week is that to bring our focus. At least 2 days are remaining, so that is put focus. And try to introduce chanting to others. Then there is some service to the holy name. Otherwise, we are doing only one thing to the holy name. What is that? Offense. Just now aparad. Every day, not only 1 or 2 offenses. Actually speaking, all the 10 offenses. Every day we are doing. We are committing. So how we can come to know that there is no difference between the Supreme Lord and His holy names? So 2 days are still there. Even today's date is there. Since the Lord is the absolute knowledge, there is no difference between His holy name and the personality of God. And what is the verse? Please give me some evidence of the verse. What is the evidence? Abhinitvam Nam Namina. What are the evidence? What are the verses? And when can one realize that there is no difference between the Lord and His holy name? Yes, Ravindra Prabhu?
ये कोई कलिकाले नाम रूपे कृष्ण अवतार नाम हित है सर्व जगत मिश्र
Okay. But where it is saying Kali Kale Nam Krishna. Very good. Yes, this is the evidence. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Others? What are the other evidences? Very famous verse.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Priyanka.
It is नाम चिंतामणि कृष्ण चैतन्य रस विग्रह पूर्ण पूर्ण
Purna
शुद्ध
Shuddha.
नित्य मुक्त अभिन्नम नाम नामे.
Very good. One who also quoted this verse today while he was giving the class. Abhinatvam Nam Namina. And when one can realize this is Abhinatvam Nam Namina, when one is free from offenses. Before that, one cannot. You will not be able to experience the presence of the Supreme Lord in this holy name. Unless and until he is free from the offensive mentality. The leader of the elephant was much distressed when he was attacked by the crocodile. Although an elephant is generally stronger than a crocodile, the latter is stronger than an elephant when it is in water. But because the elephant had been a great devotee of the Lord in his previous birth, he was able to chant the holy name of the Lord by dint of his past good deeds. Who was this elephant in his previous birth? What devotee was this elephant in his previous birth? Holy, eh? This you don't know. Very famous devotee, very stalwart devotee. One moment. Okay, I gave you some time also. Break. You found out which devotee is Gajendra. Speaking here is a great devotee of the Lord. Yes, Pradeep?
Prabhu Indradyumna Maharaj.
Yes. Indudum Maharaj. And how he became elephant?
He was cursed by sage Agastya Muni.
Yes. He was cursed by Augustine because of his pride and the kingly pride. But the elephant has been a great devotee of the Lord in his previous birth. He was able to chant the holy name of the Lord by his dint of his previous past good deeds. So if you are actually chanting, if we are really chanting, and we are trying to avoid the offenses, then the holy name will always protect us. Every living entity is always distressed in this material world because this place is such that at every step one has to meet with some kind of distress. Padam padam yad vipadam na tesham. This is Brahmaji's realization. But one who is supported by his good past deeds, his past good deeds, engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7:16. What is the verse in 7:16? Yes, बोलिए रविंद्र प्रभु.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Priyanka.
Chaturvedho bhajante ma jana sukritino Arjuna.
Yes, very good. Sukritino. Jana Sukritino Arjuna. And who cannot engage? Namam Dushkritino Mudha. But one who is supported by his past good deeds engages himself in devotional service of the Lord as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:10. Those who are supported by impious acts cannot be engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, even though they are distressed. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya apridhyana asurim bhavam ashrita. The personality of Godhead Hari appeared at once at the back of his eternal bearer Garuda and delivered the elephant. The elephant was conscious of his relation with the Supreme Lord. He addressed the Lord as Adi Purusha, or the original enjoyer. Both the Lord and the living beings are conscious and therefore enjoyers. But the Lord is the original enjoyer because he is the creator of everything. In a family, both the father and the sons are undoubtedly enjoyers. But the father is the original enjoyer. Please remember such very clear, with clarity Prabhupada is giving the analogy. How to understand this fact. Prabhupada is saying, father and son both are enjoyer. But the father is the original enjoyer and the sons are subsequent enjoyers. A pure devotee knows well that everything in the universe is the property of the Lord, and that a living entity can enjoy a thing as ordained by the Lord. A living being cannot even touch a thing which is not allotted to him. The idea of the original enjoyer is explained very nicely in the Ishopanishad. What is the verse in Ishopanishad? It talks about the original enjoyer. The invocation verse of Ishopanishad. Very, very famous verse. First verse of Ishopanishad. बताइए. बोलो. प्रियंका बोलो. बोलो बोलो.
मुझे नित्य नित्याना चैतन्य.
नहीं. That is of Kathopanishad or Shveta Upanishad. This is Ishopanishad. Very famous verse. Ishavashyam idam sarvam yad kinchit jagatayam jagat tena taktena bhunjita mahagrida kasya swadhanam. That everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Supreme God. Ishavashyam idam sarvam. Whatever is there in the Jagat. So what one should do? One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself. And one should not encroach or take other things, knowing well to whom they belong. To whom they belong? They belong to the Isha, to the Supreme Lord. You have not heard this verse? Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam. Very, very famous verse. If we accept this principle of Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam, Tena Taktena Munjita, we should only accept those things which are set aside for us and nothing more. Then the world will become a very favorable place to live. A pure devotee knows well that everything in the universe is the property of the Lord, and that a living entity can enjoy a thing as ordained by the Lord. A living being cannot even touch a thing which is not allotted to him. This idea of the original enjoyer is explained very nicely in the Ishopanishad. One who knows this difference between the Lord and himself never accepts anything without first offering it to the Lord. The elephant addressed the Lord as Akhil Lokanatha, or the Lord of the universe, who is therefore the Lord of the elephant also. The elephant, being a pure devotee of the Lord, specifically deserved to be saved from the attack of the crocodile. And because it is a promise by the Lord that his devotee will never be vanquished. Kaunteya pratijanami name bhaktya panishti. It was quite befitting that the elephant called upon the Lord to protect him, and the merciful Lord also at once responded. The Lord is the protector of everyone, but he is the first protector of one who acknowledges the superiority of the Lord instead of being so falsely proud as to deny the superiority of the Lord or to claim to be equal to him. He is even superior. A pure devotee of the Lord knows this difference between the Lord and himself. Therefore, a pure devotee is given first preference because of his full dependence. Whereas the person who denies the existence of the Lord and declares himself the Lord is called Asura. And as such, he is given protection by the strength of limited power, subject to the sanction of the Lord. Since the Lord is the superior to everyone, his protection is also superior. No one can imagine it. The elephant addressed the Lord as Tirtha Shrava, or as famous as the place of pilgrimage. People go to places of pilgrimage in order to be delivered from the reactions of unknown sinful acts. But one can be freed from all sinful reactions simply by remembering his holy name. Very profound purport. The Lord is therefore as good as the holy places of pilgrimage. One can be free from all sinful reactions after reaching a place of pilgrimage. But one can have the same benefit at home or at any place simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. For a pure devotee, there is no need to go to a holy place of pilgrimage. He can be delivered from all sinful acts simply by remembering the Lord in earnestness. A pure devotee of the Lord never commits any sinful acts. But because the whole world is full of this sinful atmosphere, even a pure devotee may commit a sin unconsciously, as a matter of course. One who commits sinful acts consciously cannot be worthy of being a devotee of the Lord. See, very important. One who commits sinful acts consciously cannot be worthy of being a devotee of the Lord. But a pure devotee who unconsciously does something sinful is certainly delivered by the Lord, because a pure devotee remembers the Lord always. Very important principle. Very important. Where is it quoted? In Bhagavad Gita. A pure devotee who unconsciously does something sinful is certainly delivered by the Lord, because a pure devotee remembers the Lord always. Very famous verse. What is the verse? Yeah, this is very simple. Answer. Dayāśīl, why you have switched off your video, bhai? Then what is the point in hearing? The video is off. You are not there. Bolo Manoram, what verse is this? Ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Most confidential knowledge. Let him try. So many devotees have not joined in today being Sunday. Purushottam has not joined. Pranav has not joined. Vanini Mataji hardly joins. Okay, Priyanka and Ravindra Prabhu. बोले
अपि चेस्तु दुराचारो भजन्ते अनन्यम्.
yes साधुरेव समन्तव्य सम्यक भजन्ते माम अनन्यथा. How to know that he is pure, he is not sinful? Bhajante mam ananyam. Krishna says sadhureva samantavya. Prabhupada is saying that a pure devotee who unconsciously does something sinful, one cannot consciously perform sin, then he is not a devotee. And then he will not receive the protection. He is certainly delivered by the Lord because the pure devotee remembers the Lord always. Bhajante mam ananyatha. The holy name, the Lord's holy name is called Shravana Mangala. This means that one receives everything auspicious simply by hearing the holy name. In another place in Srimad Bhagavatam, the holy name is described as Punya Shravanam Kirtana. What is the verse? Every day we recite. Bolo Ravindra. Shanvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravanam Kirtana Vidayantastohi Abhadrani Vinunuti Shruhitsata. It is a pious act simply to chant and hear all about the Lord. The Lord descends to this earth and acts like others in connection with the activities of the world, just to create subject matters for hearing about. Jayati Pedikam Janmana Vraja. Then there Gopi is also this verse come. Shamana Mangalam Guri Dajana. What is the first line of the verse? Tab Kathamritam Tapt Jivanam Dhruvi Grinantiye Guri Dajana. Shamana Mangalam Srimadavit. Shavana Mangalam. So whoever hears, what is the result? The result is all auspiciousness. Mangalam. The Lord is Shravana Mangala. He comes out of his own causeless mercy and he acts as he desires. And the Vedas and Puranas are full of the description of his various different activities, so that people in general may naturally be eager to hear and read something about his activities. Generally, whenever the modern fiction and novels of the world occupy a greater part of people's valuable time, such literature cannot do good to anyone. On the contrary, they agitate the young mind unnecessarily and increases the mode of passion and ignorance, leading to increased bondage to the material condition. The same aptitude for hearing and reading is better utilized in hearing and reading of the Lord activities. This will give one all-around benefit. It is concluded, therefore, the holy name of the Lord and topics in relation with him are always worth hearing. And therefore, here in this verse, he is called Namadheya, or one whose name is worth chanting. Thank you very much. By special mercy, you could see the nectar of the holy name. This purport is filled with Srila Prabhupada's realization of the power of the holy name. Hare Krishna. So I'll stop here. If any one of you has any question or any contributions, please speak. So we covered till the incarnation of Lord Hari, who came to deliver the Gajendra. Okay, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari.